Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show.
Good morning.
You weren't able to hear it, Carla Marie, because your headphones aren't in yet. But
Music?
yeah, the music just started playing in our headphones again, and it's been like 3 months without actually hearing that.
That doesn't make any sense.
But it helps a lot because, and yes, we had technical difficulties with a lot of things last week. But last week, for example, when we were doing our award show with Seattle Cocktail Club, it was really Seattle Cocktail Club's award show, and we were hosting it. When we would play the video of the winner, there was sound that went along with that, and we didn't get to hear any of it.
Nope. Not a single thing.
I am very excited. Hopefully, whatever mystical computer god decided to possess this room stays with us for a while, because this is a good computer spirit that we have with us.
It's maybe Mercury is moving out
It's
of
in-
retrograde.
It's in future grade.
I don't know.
What is the opposite of retrograde?
Grade.
Just grade?
Grade.
Well, no, because like a retro style, there could be like a futuristic style and a retro, because retro is like in reverse, right?
I don't.
Prograde
Oh,
sounds
makes
right.
Sense.
I mean, I'm just taking Angela's word for it here in the chat, but that sounds right, at least. What you doing over there? Listening to our podcast?
Yes, getting something pulled up here.
Oh, prograde, postmodern grade, says Lenny. So the opposite of retro is pro.
That seems odd.
So if you are not professional, are you retro-professional?
No, we're like you can be like, oh, I'm a retro basketball player.
Yeah. Like if I go to the LA Fitness and start playing basketball.
You need. Oh, that'd be such a cool.
Am I a
team name,
retro? Retrograder instead of a pro?
Whoa. Big news.
What? What's the big news?
Madison said, thanks for helping me make my decision a few weeks ago. I put my 2 weeks in. I'm going to be a flight attendant. Can't wait to wear my YLG shirt all over the world.
YLG, by the way. You look great.
We have a flight attendant story today.
Yeah. So there is a warning from flight attendants. Nothing to worry about for you, Madison. Well, depending on the situation, I guess.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations. We don't have a congratulatory song. We do have.
What airline?
So congratulations to you. Why do girls squeak when they get excited? You did like the airline. You did that thing.
I don't know.
It's so funny because
United.
Oh,
let us know your route.
It's funny to me because when a group of girls gets excited about something, there's nothing that angers me more, because the sound that comes from it. Yeah. And it's weird. Like, you guys started at a very young age with that squeaking.
Yeah, where were we? Heard like a bunch of little girls like screaming. We were like, oh my God.
I don't understand. And I'm sure if you have daughters, you hear that sound and you can't enjoy it. I know that you're like, oh, they're enjoying life, and that makes me happy because my offspring is happy. But that sound, I don't know what it does. Like, I swear, if I have a daughter.
But I didn't squeak.
You did. You went like, what are you lying? I can't. My voice, I can't do it.
Maybe you should actually try to be happy for once, and yours might do it.
No, I thought I'm going to have a book one day. It's going to be called Diary of a Sad Man. Diary of a Sad
You're
Boy.
Right, Radio Fam. We learned at Hanson concerts.
Okay. Also, if you guys didn't see these are the new You Look Great stickers. I remembered it because you said YLG.
Oh.
These are what are going out to all of our bingo participants.
I went yesterday and I packed up. I think every kid is packed except for like 2 of them, and one of those is the Radio Fams, because we ran out of bingo boards.
We sold that many?
So many.
Sweet.
They ran out of bingo boards, so they come in on Tuesday. So fingers crossed they get to you in time, Radio Fam.
And I think what's going to happen, and we'll talk about it further, but we're going to see how we can raise money the night of the stream as well for the ACLU, because $9 of every one of these purchases is going to the ACLU, regardless of the kit that you bought. If you just bought the bingo board without like the gifts that come with it, that's $9 that I believe is or 10.
Well, from every order.
From every order. Yeah. That's going straight there. And then obviously if you bought the full kit, some of that goes to the cost of the kit and the shipping, because it's a bigger package.
Yeah.
Kind of like me. I don't know why I said that.
So like girls squeak and guys do that. Just
Just-
just live like that.
Just random dick references.
Yeah, I'll take the squeaking.
Let's see. Fred the mailman said, "My daughter is super low key like me. I've never heard her do any excited squeak. Thank God." Because like I couldn't think of an easier way to hate my daughter if that happened.
Anthony,
I'm just being serious here. Seriously joking, I guess.
I feel like you would be one of those guys, like my dad, who
Mhm.
would be, and I say this lightly, please no one hate me, cursed with all daughters.
No, I think anyone. I know you're treading lightly here. I think anyone who has all daughters or multiple daughters, right?
Yeah.
Because if you have an older child, you didn't give yourself much of an option. But if you have more than one child and they are all daughters, I think everyone admits you're kind of cursed for at least a while.
But I would also say I'd be cursed if I had all boys.
You know, I mean, the only example I really have
Is your mom?
is my mom, and she raves about having all boys.
No.
She absolutely loves it. The only thing that she'll say
She said this to me.
is generally speaking, as they get older,
You want
daughters
girls.
stay closer with their parents
and they
than
take,
boys do.
and they take care of you.
Yeah. Although,
So
I guess it depends on what your definition of taking care of them is. Because,
Wait.
like, my brothers and I do a lot for my parents when we're home. What?
I think there's confusion going on in the chat. So, Tacoma Swifty, I'm not sure if you're talking to myself or Anthony Helgene. I have 6 siblings.
Mhm.
One of them is my brother. My dad, straight from his.
You've got to explain your parents'
Okay.
situation.
My parents were married before they married each other. So, back in the early 80s, 70s maybe for my dad. No, 70s for both of them. They were married. My mom had my older brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
That brother is my only male sibling. My dad had 3 daughters with his ex. They got divorced from those people, married each other, had myself and Ashley Marie.
So your dad has fathered 5 daughters,
Correct.
but
Well-
he has raised,
No. Yes, but he has raised 6.
yes,
Yeah.
plus one, a bonus boy.
And my brother.
Yeah.
So
Raise 6, get 1 free.
my
Isn't that the deal they give you at
it's
the
like
nursery?
a baker's half dozen. Yeah, so my dad is cursed. And Dave C, thank you. Why?
Thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. We actually are. We haven't even talked about the hype train, but we are. Let's see,
Oh, shoot.
43% of the way through hype train level 5, and we do have more wobble shots. And I'm going to double up the wobble today.
Same.
Okay,
Wobble
but continue.
So anyway, I got a lot of siblings. My brother and sister, who my mom birthed,
Mhm.
I am like close. Like when I was like 10 years old, and I found out that like legally and I guess like biologically, they weren't the same to me as Ashley. Like I didn't understand it,
Mhm.
and I bawled my eyes out.
Well, legally they are, no?
Well, yeah, and I bawled my eyes out. My mom was like, "It doesn't. That's not what family is. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. You were raised. These are your siblings." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
But did it ever come in handy in a fight where you're like, well, you're not even my real sister?
No,
No?
Never.
Oh, I would 100% do that. I
never,
would 100% do that.
never.
Yeah.
That's not like
Never. That never
well,
happened.
and it's and this isn't a secret. Like I'm not close to only one of my dad's 3 daughters. I'm close with,
Okay.
and that they're also 20 years older than I am. So like
Yes,
growing
it's
up, it was
difficult.
much different. So are my brother and sister, but I was also raised in the house with them. My brother didn't move out till he was 30. So I was 15 when he moved out. So we lived together the whole time. But yeah, this is why I have so many nieces and nephews, and Christmas is utter chaos.
Thank you to Lisa, who just gifted 3 tier 1 subs, pushed us all the way over to hype train level 5, let's say 93%. Oh, and then Jen, not to be outdone by her sister, gifted 3 additional tier 1 subs and pushed us over the limit. So in the sister battle of Lisa and Jen, here's a question. Are Jen's subs more valuable than Lisa's because they pushed us into over hype train level 5?
Talk about sibling rivalry.
Or are Lisa's more important because they propped up Jen to push us over?
And I think that's called teamwork, Anthony.
That is what it's
I
called.
did see Lisa and Jen's bingo kits going out yesterday.
So thank you very much. Let's get into the shots real quick, Carla Marie, so we can move on. You want to pull out those wobbles
Yeah.
and tell everyone what's going on?
Helgene said, "My sisters." Wait, let me see this. All of my siblings are my siblings, but all of my siblings are half siblings, but we never call each other that. My sisters are my sisters, and my brothers are my brothers. Period. So
I'm just saying, are you really a good sibling if you've never tried to throw that dagger at a sibling?
No, that's not nice. I'm taking a wobble.
So these wobbles are essentially Jello shots. But what's really cool, and Seattle Cocktail Club does this. They can make them into like these crazy shapes and styles and stuff. Right now, we just got very basic half domes that look like egg yolks.
These taste like a pastry.
They're so good. I'm gonna go for 2 today.
I'm putting the Make Them Wobble link in the chat. It's the I forget the freaking name of it. It's the last one there. They just don't look like our shape. But I also shared it on my Instagram story yesterday, a video of them making these.
They're pretty cool. Let's see. So the one that we are we
thank
eating?
You. No, up.
Up?
It's that on the left. It just looks different.
We're Icelandic pudding?
So
that's what we're eating?
Yeah, it's just a different shape or dye. So I think today is National Pudding Day, or it's this week. That's why we're having this.
Oh, okay.
Yum tears. And I'll be honest with you, these will catch you.
Let's see. I threw my sister into a turntable, and she threw me into a door. We're best friends now, though. Oh. I think that's part of the
Icelandic pudding. Thank you.
Initiation of becoming best friends with your siblings.
Well,
like you've got to torture each other at some point.
Yeah, initiation though shouldn't last for like 10 to 15 years.
Oh, ours did. Ours definitely did. So my brother, I was 4.5 years older, or am 4.5 years older. No, 3.5. 4 years older than my middle brother. 7 years older than my youngest brother. So when you're younger, those age differences are huge.
I never realized you and your brother Justin are about the same amount of years apart as I am with my nieces.
Yeah, and it's different because, like, when I'm in high school, when I was a freshman in high school, Justin was still in elementary school.
Yeah,
like, you've got nothing in common, and you shouldn't have anything in common, right? You're going through totally different things in life. So it's not like we were necessarily the closest. My younger brothers are close with each other because they're just like 2.5 years apart. So they went through middle school and high school at the same time.
A different experience.
Exactly. And I was always the kid. I'm still kind of like this. I like being by myself. I don't like people tagging along with the things I do. But I don't know when it turned. I think with me and Michael, it was when he got to college.
That's kind of what happened.
And very quickly, we went from being like, and obviously we always loved one another, protected one another, things like that. What's wrong?
We lost Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but
I know we're not, but just letting you know, my phone just told me we lost Wi-Fi.
Oh, well, let's do a check. Make sure we're still good here. But it went from just being brothers in a very basic sense to being then best friends. And like, I now know I can reach out to my brothers.
Of course.
Whenever. We have a Discord chat that's how I stay in touch with them basically on a daily basis.
Dana and Maryland, these comments are making me happy. I'm an only child. My God, you're lucky you survived. That is true.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Our speeds are great. I don't know.
All right. Well, now that we got those wobbles out of the way, 2 wobbles for each of us.
Wobble dee wobble. What is that song?
Wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble.
No, that's a different song.
Oh.
There's 2. Wobble dee wobble. Then it says something about like ass so fat.
Oh, the Big Sean. Ass. That song.
I don't think so. I gotta listen to it later.
It's Big Sean.
It might make an appearance.
I can't think of the title for some reason. I would fail in 2-second tunes today.
Speaking of.
Yes.
If you have not signed up to play a game on the Morning Show podcast, we need you to do this. Not because we're running out of people, but so many people signed up solo, meaning like they don't have like a friend or someone they wanted to go against. And what we try to do is say Anthony signs up. I likely would never play him because, I mean, we're only 3 years apart because I would see the year he graduated high school.
But I'm just better.
But his genre of music would probably not be like the one that I would say I'd want to hear or I'm good at. So I'm trying to pair people up with someone that makes sense for them. So if you graduated in 2003, you go against someone who graduated around that same time and likes the same genre of music as you. So I've got like 15 people that need to find their musical partner, and I'm putting the link in the chat so you can save that form. And feel free to also sign up with a friend. That also helps us.
Karina from New York said, is there someone who could organize it so that you could play against one another sometime?
We've thought about this.
You know who I would want to host?
Elvis.
Well, that would be like That's like saying, you know who you want to have who's someone you want to have dinner with? Babe Ruth. I don't know. That's like I mean, he's alive still, thankfully.
No, that's so different, but go ahead.
Because he's like the wild request you make.
Yes.
A realistic request. Scary Jones. I think Scary would be a great host for a game like this because his music knowledge is pretty crazy. Him or Cubby. Cubby would be very good too. Cubby, who, if you're in New York, he's been on Z100, KTU, and currently now the morning show host at Light FM.
Yeah, it would be good.
I think both of them would be phenomenal.
Well, Gandhi would be good too.
Gandhi would be good.
We're gonna have Gandhi and Danielle play against each other.
Well, we'll see. We've got to test Gandhi in the game. She's got to go through
True.
the crucible of pressure.
No, Anthony was saying that Elvis is alive. Elvis Duran.
Yes.
Not Babe Ruth.
I am well aware that Babe Ruth has been dead for a long time. Did your dad ever, this is going to sound like I'm trying to insult him, and I'm not.
No, we looked this up.
Did he watch Babe Ruth play?
He was a lot. My dad, today's Alabama's birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Alabama.
I knew that, and I just saw Get Alabama, and I was like, we looked this up. My dad was alive during the same time as Babe Ruth, but I don't know. Let's see, I'll tell you right now.
I mean, I guess we could have Ricky if we were really, really desperate for someone to host. We could have Ricky do it. And
Okay,
I'm only
so
making fun of Ricky because I just saw her name pop up in the chat.
my dad was 3 when Babe Ruth died.
Oh, so he didn't get to actually watch him. That's a shame. What about
He was like a teenager when.
so he would have been able to watch like Mickey Mantle,
Yeah, I think so.
right? Because Mantle was after Ruth. A little, they overlapped, I believe, for a little bit.
Oh, Mickey Mantle died in 95, so yeah. Oh, wait. I know.
Or Joe DiMaggio?
Yeah, well, I don't like that guy.
Why?
I'm over him.
Why?
Because I watched the Marilyn Monroe documentary, and he was not a nice person. But I will say, I didn't know this. She died like 30-something years before him, and he sent flowers to her grave every week or every day until the day he died.
Wow.
So maybe I'll take it
So
back.
why is he such a bad guy?
They didn't have a good relationship. He was controlling.
But not everyone has a good relationship.
Mickey Mantle played 1951 through 1968. So both my mom and my dad watched him play.
Like, was your dad at a Yankee game watching Mickey? Like, that's wild to me. And I guess
Just call him every day. Call him.
at some point, I hope, like
That's
my
cheater.
kid or my grandkids say, "Oh my God, Dad, did you actually watch?" Or granddad or whatever the hell they Jidda if they're Arabic.
If your kid's Arabic?
Yeah, if he knows Arabic at all, I don't know. Like, I wonder if he'll say, "Oh my God, did you get to watch Mariano Rivera play?"
Yeah, but do you think that this next I don't know how it goes,
Or
right?
Jeter.
Like obviously, this is like the beginning of baseball, essentially, or baseball, like big baseball as we know it, right? Do we idolize like the Roots, the DiMaggios, the Mentals because they were the first, really? And like the Jeters and the Marianos and
Well, yeah, I think
Won't
part of
be.
it, you got to remember, baseball is the oldest of the major sports associations,
mean.
right? So it came onto the scene. You had radio. It was like the first sport to be maybe not the first sport to be televised, but early on, I think boxing may have been the first sport to be televised.
that makes sense.
And there were less distractions. So the baseball players of the time, there were also less teams. The baseball players of the time, if they were good, they stood out even more. I don't think anyone will rival Babe Ruth's legacy, much like it's hard to rival Michael Jordan's legacy, regardless of how good you are. I'm sure if you took an average baseball player today
He would,
and put them in Babe Ruth's time, they'd be really, really good.
but didn't we look at Babe Ruth? He was like a massive man.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, I'm Jose Canseco. That's from Liar. No,
Yes.
Liar, Liar.
Mhm.
Is it?
I texted my dad. I could call him, but who knows?
Let's see. I just want to make sure. Oh yeah. So Ricky, I don't know if you were in the chat when we started talking about it. There have been requests for Carla Marie and I to play each other in some of the morning show games we play on the morning show podcast, and maybe you can host for us.
Maybe for the 100th episode. It's just kind of soon.
Yeah, and Lisa brings up a good point. Like the closest baseball player in like the caliber of DiMaggio or Ruth today would be like Mike Trout because he's so unbelievably good. And I'm sure if you put Mike Trout, if you had him time travel with all his skills and his athleticism today, back to the 1920s, he would destroy baseball. Like, I don't think Babe Ruth would be as good
No.
today as he
neither.
was then. I still think Babe Ruth is the best baseball player to ever live.
Okay, so you and I, we had this debate, and then I feel like we brought it to the show.
Maybe.
The conversation was, like, Babe Ruth was probably naturally so good, right? He didn't have the internet. He didn't have the technical skills being in, like, Little League at 6 years old, learning all this stuff. And I'm talking, like, supplements aside. Like,
I mean, he probably played drunk at some point. Like, that's just what you did.
But, and then you start thinking, like, even supplements like vitamins and different things to help you heal faster and get better. Like,
Yeah, it was just hot dogs and cigarettes.
but if you compare him, Babe Ruth, the natural Babe Ruth, to the natural Mike Trout without, like, all the upbringing, then you can't. But
It's impossible to know because now you're talking nature versus nurture, and it's impossible to separate the two. But the crazy thing that I always bring up is you've got to remember that during Babe Ruth's time, baseball for the most part wasn't even a full-time job.
Yeah, they did several things.
So when your season ended or when you weren't playing, you weren't just training for the next game, preparing for the next game, preparing for the next season. You were working at a grocery store, or you were laying bricks somewhere, or going to war.
Yeah.
So it's totally different. And I think you could say that for any sport. I mean, football, when it started, those early quarterbacks and early receivers and early linemen weren't playing all year long, playing from the time they were 6 and making it like a career almost from childhood.
Also, stadiums weren't stadiums. They were tiny little fields. So, like, the fields weren't the same size.
No, and in baseball, it was actually harder to hit a home run because in a lot of these parks, you didn't have a wall. So, like Yankee Stadium, back in the day, you could hit a ball that would go through where Monument Park is, and the fielder would still have to chase it down, get it, and throw it back. So to hit a home run,
What did you have to say?
you had to hit it like 400 feet every time.
I'm not going to get that.
And there's a book out there. I've probably mentioned this before, and I don't know the exact number, but it's something like the year Babe Ruth hit 150 home runs. And what they did was they went through as many Babe Ruth stats as they could from his record-setting year, his first year setting the home run record, and tried to track where all the home runs landed.
That's cool.
And see if they would have been home runs automatically in current parks. Because like in Fenway Park, they didn't have a wall until they built the highway behind the stadium and put the Green Monster up.
That's crazy.
So you could theoretically hit a ball 450 feet. But if you were Babe Ruth and the other team knew you were that good, they would just stand 450 feet back and catch your fly ball. So it's just crazy. You can't really compare. It's like when people try to compare LeBron and Michael Jordan. It's impossible to take people from different generations, even though they do the same thing, and try to create a scenario where they play one another. Let's move on, though.
Babe Ruth was playing in 1914.
We've got to find the worst state of the day.
Yes.
That's on you, Carla Marie.
I just really quickly, he was 6'2", 215 pounds.
It's a big boy for back then.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's a big boy for today. 6'2", 215. That's like my brother Michael, basically. It's a big kid.
So, explain what this thing is.
What thing?
What? I need to use your phone because I don't subscribe to NJ.com.
I don't subscribe to NJ.com.
I know, but you haven't used it on your phone.
That's where I get all my Seton Hall news, so I might be out of articles.
What was I supposed to do? Try a new browser? I'll put it in Google.
NJ.com? Here. Let's see if that works. First headline on NJ.com is about some TikTok party that's been going down to Long Branch.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, we did this thing where we came across an article of this NJ.com writer who writes about all the reasons New Jersey is better than other states, and each article is a different state, and it's comical. So we'll pull up.
Okay. As you are looking up that article, Carla Marie, we also have the warning from a flight attendant.
Oh, I was like...
which is timely for today because we just found out Madison, who in the chat left her job 2 weeks ago, or put in her 2 weeks, and is going to be a flight attendant.
Can you turn off your Wi-Fi?
Yep, I sure can. There it is. Done.
make you nervous that I'm on your phone?
Oh, there's this link. Lenny sent a link that said this.
I
Was it
can't click that from
12feet.io, like
Okay.
12ft.io should allow you to get through the paywall. Interesting.
So they do like 10 reasons why New Jersey is better than blank.
And we found this because for some reason, I think last week or maybe the week before, still a paywall?
I'm not buying NJ.com right now. I will happily support at some point.
What was I saying? Oh, a couple weeks ago, we started talking about the rest area in South Carolina, I believe it is.
Yeah,
South of the border. And when Carla Marie looked it up, because she had never been there or heard about it, so she
No.
looked it up.
I
And
couldn't believe it was real.
And this writer brought it up as one of the reasons New Jersey was better than South Carolina. And it's just this ridiculous article. He goes through, I guess, every state, which probably means he doesn't have a lot of other things to write.
No. Okay. I think I got it. I'm using Google Chrome. If this... I'm not paying for this article.
It's not worth the money, so we can move on. How did you find it the first time?
I look at NJ.com every day. They get me with their articles.
Oh, let me try. Did you use the thing that Lenny
I did,
sent?
and it didn't work. It said it just give me a blank page.
Oh, okay. NJ.com on my.
Well, it's not. There's like 15 different states at this point. So NJ.com comes up when you click into this guy's articles.
So what do I have to search on his page? Because I'm in incognito mode.
Where's sneak it. Just type Alabama. Okay, no.
Oh, 10 reasons why. I saw it come up.
I know. It comes up, but then it doesn't let you read it.
Okay, let's see if this works. All right, 10 reasons why New Jersey is
Okay.
better than Alabama. So far, so good.
Do we want to do
And
Alabama or a different state?
No, we'll do Alabama today because it is Alabama's birthday. So shout out to Alabama, who we used to work with here in Seattle, now has her own show called The Alabama Show in Alabama. So we'll celebrate her. What do we got? Why is our home state better than her home state? According to this one human.
So now, reminder that Jeremy, who writes these articles, does this because New Jersey often gets like listed very low on the best states in America.
Interestingly enough, I think for all of the reasons that people make fun of Jersey, it has not done itself any favors. I think it deserves all of those. But there's also a lot of reasons Jersey is one of the greatest states in the union.
And I also think that people don't necessarily go to New Jersey to visit New Jersey. So it's hard when they do like these random polls.
Yeah.
People are like, why would I go to New Jersey? I went to New York and I don't need to go.
I think it's easy to say California is the best state.
Yes.
Overall, because you got everything in California.
Everything.
It should be its own country.
Okay.
So why is Alabama worse than New Jersey?
He goes on to say, fueled by blind Jersey pride, we are setting out to systematically pit the Garden State against every other state.
Okay.
To explain exactly how and why we're simply the best. So one battle per week published each Monday.
And I will say this before we get into the battle with Alabama. I feel like we're punching low today. We're punching down.
Okay. He said,
Alabama's not a state that's going to win a lot of these battles.
let's take on Alabama where football is king and everything else is bad.
Roll Tide.
Number one, let's go right to the weather. Alabama summers are simply not conducive to human life. The ungodly humidity drenches you instantly while the sun fries you scalp down. Hold a jar of marinara and you're a mozzarella stick. New Jersey gets hot, sure, but not hot.
Yeah, I was going to say, if someone from New Jersey can complain about humidity in your state, it is very humid.
It's bad. Number two, and heaven forbid a single snowflake falls in Alabama. This is true of all South, but my God, why does the little white stuff send the entire state into lockdown? That's number two.
Okay.
So he did two weather. I feel like it should have just been overall, but all right. Three, talk all you want about New Jersey drivers, but Alabamans are Mad Max characters with Roll Tide stickers stuck to their F-150s. Okay, let's be fair. There are probably just as many F-150s in New Jersey.
Yeah, and it's also, I feel like you're allowed to drive like a maniac in Alabama because there's so fewer people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so many fewer people. Anyway, much less people are on the road.
Number four, you all need to cool it with your college football obsession. Okay, you can't say that as a state that has one college football team.
That's the jealousy seeping through.
Alabama, Auburn, we get it. What we don't get is how overbearing the culture is. We heard that if you do not cheer for either team, you must obtain a legal permit to live in Alabama from the governor himself.
I would say that New Jersey has the same obsession with their baseball teams. We've got
college?
two. No, pro baseball teams.
Well, this is college.
I understand that.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
You can't compare like that.
Why not?
Because that's two.
This guy's comparing New Jersey to Alabama. You can compare anything these days. We were just comparing Babe Ruth to Mike Trout.
Yeah. Okay. Number 5. New Jersey has Bruce Springsteen. Alabama has a few cool artists. Alabama shakes. I don't know that. Waxahachie. Yep. And the legendary Lionel Richie. But if everyone's playing the same night, who are you going to see? Bruce.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Bruce Springsteen is not good.
I would see Bruce because I know the most songs.
I'm just going to say it. And I know being born in New Jersey, I should never be able to say this, but Bruce Springsteen is overrated. Okay. He's got that voice.
You should do an article for NJ.com about all the things New Jerseyans think are great that aren't
I'd
great.
never be allowed back.
I'll do it.
I would never be allowed back. I would go to my local bagel place by my parents' house, and they wouldn't even serve me.
If you can't make fun of your own state, then you have a problem.
New Jersey can't make fun of themselves.
Okay, well, I'm going to do it for them. Jerks. Number 6 reasons why New Jersey is better than Alabama.
Okay.
And don't get us started on Gulp, NASCAR, and the Talladega 500, a truly godforsaken event with 150,000 screaming shirtless fans piled onto a field eating beer for breakfast. What's wrong with that? After spending hours, if not days, in traffic, we'd rather watch the Jets lose 100 times at MetLife Stadium than sit through one racing debacle. My brother from New Jersey owned a NASCAR team.
Now, I've never watched a full NASCAR race.
No, I could never.
I don't know if I would. I have been told going to a NASCAR event is a lot of fun. And I would like to do that one day, go to like the infield, hang out there. What else you got?
Number 7. New Jersey's flag may be boring, but Alabama's flag is just a giant red X, which looks hauntingly like the Confederate flag. Fitting considering all rebel statues that stuck around. One nation under whatever.
Okay.
I'll give them that.
State flags are all pretty lame, except for
Stupid.
California, Colorado.
California's the bear.
Yeah, Colorado's got like the stars across the middle. No, it's the big C.
We got a chair. A chair.
A chair?
I think I saw the word chair. What do we have? A tree.
I thought we have deer.
Washington State?
Oh, Washington. Our flag isn't it just green with George Washington on it?
Oh, what is the tree?
That's like the unofficial Pacific Northwest flag, I believe you're talking about. It's like red, or not red, blue,
Green.
white, and green with a tree.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a knockoff of the Lebanese flag.
Yeah, and it confuses me every time. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Lebanese flag. And he's like, no, that's the Pacific Northwest flag.
Here, let me look up Washington.
Yeah, it's George Washington. It's the highway sign.
It's a pretty lame flag for Washington State. Like, they took no real planning. It's just, oh, here's a picture of George Washington.
Isn't he on the $20 bill?
He's on the $1 bill.
$1 bill. I literally haven't
Yes.
seen money in.
Okay, Colorado. Yeah, Colorado's got, it's a pretty recognizable flag.
The
It's the
C.
blue flag with the white stripe and the red C in the middle.
I feel like they actually wear that on T-shirts.
Yeah,
that
it's
design.
on everything there.
I think they're the only state that does that.
Well, let's see. New Jersey. I want to say New Jersey is at 2 deer on the side of some crest. New Jersey state
That's
flag.
deer. I always thought it was like an angel.
Oh, no, you're right. Oh, there's a horse on it.
That is so dumb.
Yeah, New Jersey's state flag is real dumb. It looks like an angel with. Is that
Scribe?
what's that thing on?
A harp?
No.
Well, no
A
one can see
cornucopia?
this.
Is that what that's called?
Oh, yeah.
On the Thanksgiving table?
Is that a beanie in the top left? The red?
I don't know.
It's
It's a stupid flag. So, and Alabama's does it actually look like the Confederate flag, or is it just a big?
just a big X.
I mean, I can see the similarity in terms of like the X,
What does it mean?
but historical context removed, I think Alabama's state flag is better than New Jersey's state flag.
Seriously.
Anyway, continue.
All right, number 8. There's something called an Alabama tomato pie, which is basically a tomato and mayo casserole. Gross. Trenton tomato pies forever. I don't
Is
know.
it weird that I want to try an Alabama tomato pie now? Where do I get one of those?
Well, you can just
Outside
make
of
it.
Alabama.
You can probably just make it.
Oh, I could order from that thing you talked about in the morning show podcast.
Goldbelly. Yeah, we should look it up. I'm so mad that I've known about that company forever. I'm so mad that we haven't been ordering from there.
Mhm.
Like, you can order Taylor ham through there, which we found Taylor ham other ways, but you can order like straight up Jersey pizza.
So what would we order from like Ohio?
That's what I want. That's why I asked in the podcast, like
What's the local fare?
tell us what to get and we'll order it. Number 9, New Jersey has its own vocabulary, sure, but Alabama slang is barely English. I was fixin' to be a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs if y'all didn't mash that button up yonder. No one says that.
No, but I do. I actually love the way that people in the South speak.
Me too.
Let's see. Fred the Mailman. Pierogies? Is that what that says? So from Ohio, we'd have to order pierogies.
Chili.
Or chili. Says drown you out.
Well, I'm hoping Gold Billy wants to work with us.
What else do we have here?
Oh, number 10. The final reason why New Jersey is better than Alabama.
Okay, according to this one guy who writes for a New Jersey website.
And now he does weird town names. He said, for this week's edition of Weird Town Names, we've got some real doozies. This is all in Alabama. Burnout, burnt corn, coffee pot, frog eye, intercourse, scratch ankle, slick lizard, and our personal favorite, bacon level. Yes, if you desire, you may move to Bacon Level, Alabama.
Wait, scratch ankle is an actual place?
Yeah.
Hold on.
There is an intercourse, Pennsylvania, too.
Scratch ankle, Alabama. Is this a real place? Oh, I gotta go to here.
Wait, what did that news article say? Go back.
Scratch ankle, Alabama is a real place.
Oh, it is down there.
Unincorporated community in Monroe County, Alabama, located 12 miles north of Monroeville.
I think
if
it's because
that's a
of
point of
mosquitoes.
reference for you. I would imagine it's got to be like swampish, right? And there's a lot of bugs.
Go back. I'll
Hold
tell
on.
you why.
Population. What do we got as the population for this unincorporated town?
You don't even have it.
Area code's 251 if you ever want to call them up. Yeah, there's like no information on Wikipedia for this place.
Go back. See, look. Scratch ankle. It's got ankles.
What?
No, keep going.
Scratch ankle, Alabama?
There was an article that said something, the mosquitoes.
Oh,
blah,
this
blah,
is
blah.
just about, it's from a digitalalabama.com. Books about Alabama. It's just an article about the weird town names. Okay.
Oh, boy. This can't be real.
What?
Jesus MH77 said, I'm learning English from this stream. Not today.
This probably isn't the best place for it, but
Don't
hey,
repeat that Alabama sentence.
we'd love to have you. What else do we have here? Oh, so we're going to move on from that list now. And Carla Marie, this is on you. You said you've got a warning from a flight attendant.
Okay. So time out. When our friends at Seattle Cocktail Club did a road trip last week, look where they stopped.
South of the border. You can't not stop when you see it.
Hold on. Was
They've
it
got
open?
a giraffe statue.
We have so many questions. Was it open?
That's one question. What's your next one?
If it was, did you eat?
Okay. So what else do we have, Carla Marie?
So I get this that comes up in my news feed yesterday. Flight attendant shares why you should never use toilet paper on board. So I guess she has a TikTok, and I was reading. I'm so grossed out because I've definitely seen this before.
Okay.
She explains that the reason you should never use toilet paper is oftentimes there's
Specifically on a plane.
on a plane.
Okay.
There's turbulence on a plane, right?
Okay.
But when people with penises are peeing, little boys, adult boys,
Yeah.
whatever, and turbulence hits, it often gets on the toilet paper, and they've seen it. Flight attendants have had to clean it, and I've realized so many times that when I go to the bathroom, I'm always like, why is this toilet paper wet?
Okay, so as someone who owns and operates a penis, generally speaking, in I think almost every airplane bathroom I've been in, when you're facing the toilet, as you should when you're peeing, right? It's in front of you. It's going this way. The toilet paper is kind of off to your right butt cheek, but behind you.
Mm-hmm. No.
And on your
it's
right.
right there.
No, it's not. When you're sitting, it's
No.
in front of you and it's right there.
Yeah.
You've got to face the other way. It's
Well-
behind you. So I can't imagine you have to be in wild turbulence for you to just start flailing it around.
They said this, and I trust flight attendants. So that's what they said. And then I was
Thank you. Scotty says the toilet paper is behind you.
Anyway, they said you could use tissues, but now you're not supposed to flush those down the toilet, so you got to put them in the.
So, and Nick Wax says to sit down. I don't sit when I pee on planes, mainly because I try to avoid touching anything in a airplane bathroom. But that would solve the problem, I guess, if you're sitting and peeing down.
Yeah.
But I just think it's not that hard to control the stream on an airplane. Now, if you're in wild turbulence, they shouldn't be letting you get up to go to the bathroom anyway, right? So you shouldn't be.
We only hit
rocking
turbulence
back and forth.
when I go to the bathroom, though.
But even then, it's like a rumble. It's not like wild turbulence. It's not
The lights flicker.
earth shatter. No, what? Why is that always a thing in movies? They
I don't
always
know.
like turbulence hits in a movie or a TV show and the lights turn off on your
Okay.
plane.
Mikey P, thank you. He said, I agree with CM. It is right there, and I have peed on the toilet paper before and felt awful.
What? That
Maybe
doesn't-
every plane is different.
maybe the layout's a little different.
Okay. Also, flight attendants would like you to know that they can hear everything that happens in that bathroom. So if you're going number 2 and you think you're like trying to like cough to hide the noises, they can hear it because they're literally right up against that wall and they know every time when someone is pooping.
Yeah, but you know what? You've got a bathroom, so people are going to poop on it.
I'm going to follow this.
There was a message from marijuana. Oh, here it is. Has anyone seen regional U.S. food on Twitter? I'm going to check that out. Regional U.S. Is that
Okay.
an account?
So just that's our disclaimer. But let's not talk about pee and food at the same time.
Why not? I'm not telling you to eat it.
Stop it.
We
Don't
jump
use
around.
I will never again
What?
use toilet paper on an airplane.
Okay. I 100%. Well, I guess I don't know if I've ever gone number 2 on an airplane to begin with.
Yeah,
I've,
but you
like-
can't like. What if you have to go to the bathroom?
I'm just saying I've never run into the problem where I've had to use toilet paper on an airplane.
Oh, well, I have to use it every time I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that stinks. Oh, this is a pretty cool account. Okay, so
I'm trying to find. There she is.
let me pull this up on the page on Twitch here. Give me one moment to make this work. You have to say something, Carla Marie.
Sorry, I got so confused.
By what?
I meant to send you an article,
Who'd you
but I
send it
sent
to?
it to our friend Shannon, and she responded. I was like, "What is she talking about?" Have you seen the? It's been going viral about the California Highway Patrol officials who had to rescue a man who was stuck on the side of a 500-foot cliff.
No, I did not.
Okay, we have to play this video of the harrowing rescue, as they say. I'll show you right now.
Hold on, I'm pulling up regional food first.
I'll send you this link. All right, regional food. So I wonder if these are on Goldbelly. So I talked about this in What's Trending today. They are not a paying sponsor whatsoever. It's a company that basically helps small businesses that make food be able to ship all over the country. So it's someone in my family's birthday this week, and I wanted to send them cookies from one of my favorite Seattle cookie places. So I went through Goldbelly, and they'll be delivered by Thursday. And I ordered late yesterday.
Okay.
And they ship, and they're great and whatever. But you can do it for all kinds of food, like soups, chilies, steaks, bagels, everything. So this website seems like it's the best regional food.
No, this is not the best. This is just regional food from different places around America.
Oh.
So you've got Altoona Pizza.
Is this for everyone to see?
I think it should be on there. Let me know if you see what just looks like a terrible grilled cheese sandwich on the screen. Let's see. We love Goldbelly, said Lisa.
It's the best.
We ordered rainbow cookies from Ferrara's Bakery. Okay, they can see it. So, what else do we have here?
I can't see the screen.
So
this is all you.
Altoona, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
This is what they call Altoona Pizza.
stop it. Is that American cheese? Like in the plastic?
It looks like the ingredients you'd make a pizza with. So your sauce, your bread, and cheese, but the cheese is American, like sliced American cheese,
From the plastic.
like Kraft slices, and they just throw it on top.
I'd be sick for a week.
All right, what else do we have? I love this. I'm following this page. What else do we have here?
Yeah, thank you. Made by Erica. Immediately no.
Lemon sticks in Baltimore. A peppermint candy stick stuck in a lemon. Sucking on the stick and squeezing the lemon produces a sweet, minty, lemony drink.
If you like mint, I'm sure that's great.
But like, who created this? Who had a peppermint stick and was like, oh, I could use this on a straw. What's the best thing
I don't know. I
I
feel
could
like
possibly use here?
there are things we all created and didn't realize, like that. What is that?
The camel rider. I feel like this is going to be offensive.
It is definitely going to be offensive.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Jacksonville, it is. 'Cause
Cold
it's
cuts?
pita.
Yeah, but cold cuts and Italian dressing on a pita traditionally served with cherry limeade.
That's definitely offensive.
I guess just because it's in a pita, they're calling it a camel rider. For the record, I can say that because I'm Middle Eastern.
It doesn't even look good.
It does. Yeah, I mean, I guess any sandwich in pita is fine. That's for the record. That's how I used to eat a lot of my sandwiches growing up. Like I'd have regular American
Like, leave
sandwiches.
it to Florida to call that the camel rider.
Like I'd have regular American sandwiches. They would just be served in pita bread, and then I'd be embarrassed going to school with them.
Pita bread's so good, though.
Okay, so this is a great account. Thank you to Marijuana.
Can you put the link in the chat?
It's hold on. Whoa, this is a lot. This is, I guess, different hot dogs and
Yeah.
how they are served here. I'll grab the link here
I also sent you something else.
and I will put it in the chat. All right, now let's go back
Martha
to
said me too, and then your brother said peanut butter and jelly and peanut bread.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet you it's so good. Do they make
It's
gluten-free
not, honestly.
pita
It's
bread?
really not that good. I'm sure they make gluten-free pita bread somewhere. All right. Back to this screen. What did you want me to check out, Carla Marie?
Check
Some
out
video?
your email.
Check my email.
Or the whatever one. Or the hello email.
Let's
sent it
see.
to both.
If you want to email us, hello@carlamarineanthony.com.
I don't know what Martha just said.
Majadada? So that's it's like what
You added it. You talk about me. I feel like the way that's spelled, you added.
Majadada. No, you would say that Majadada. It's a food.
It's lentils.
Yeah. That's what it is. Thank you, Michael. But it depends on how it's served because sometimes the way it's served, think about like refried beans where it's like kind of has like a wet texture. Putting that in a sandwich, it's like a sloppy Joe but with beans, with lentils.
Oh, sloppy Joe. I'm gonna
What?
make sloppy.
No one
joes.
has ever had that response
Ha-
to sloppy Joes.
Have you ever seen It Takes Two?
Ugh.
Have you ever seen It Takes Two?
I don't even know what movie you're talking about. That's a movie? It Takes Two is a movie, I'm assuming.
Do we need to restart the Anthony movie list before you get the video that I just sent you up on screen? Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, I need to pause
It Takes Two is with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, and they're separated at birth, very much like the Parent Trap. Or no, are they even separate? I don't remember the whatever. But
Okay.
they meet at summer camp.
Okay.
And they realize they're twins. And they switch places to try each other's homes. And one is like super rich, and the other one is not. And she is at like camp or whatever she is, and she's eating a sloppy Joe for the first time, and she's like, "What's this?" And they're like, "A sloppy Joe." And she like bites into it, and they're like, "It's your favorite," because she's, now her sister pretending. She's like, "Oh God," she's so scared. She bites into it, and then she is like, "Oh my God, it's so good." And she starts eating it like crazy. She's like, "It's so sweet and it's so juicy." And I haven't seen this movie in years, but I will never forget this scene, and it makes me want to eat that exact sloppy Joe.
They're
Yeah,
just
right.
identical strangers,
That's
not
right.
related,
That's
says
right.
Drown You Out. I've never heard of this movie before. Who's it again?
Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
Oh, the Olsens?
That's
Oh, the less successful Olsens because they're not Elizabeth Olsen?
correct. That's with when they're like, when they talk about falling in love, reach for the stars, home run, kind of.
Yeah, when I think of Sloppy Joe, I've got to agree with my brother here, Michael, who said I think of Billy
I
Madison.
made him extra sloppy.
Made him
for
extra
you.
sloppy for you. That part, yeah.
I'm going to make sloppy joes.
Is it just ground beef? Like,
Yeah, with like tomato sauce.
yeah. Let's see.
Okay. Well, we're gonna watch It Takes Two and eat some sloppy joes,
Okay.
and you're gonna watch Matilda, and you're gonna watch Spice World.
I guess I'll do all of it. Now, we've got to go back to this video, Carla Marie. Hopefully, you guys will see a video in a second. What do we got here?
Well, am I talking?
What? Whoa. What?
Yeah. Like what? There's really no sound. It's just a helicopter. And then look at this part. They're just carrying him on a tube. Like he's dangling. I don't think my arms would have the energy. And watch. Wait, the guy who rescued him, like, pats him on the back to, like, let him know he's okay. And then they just drop him in a field.
I would. First off, do we know how he got there?
So we don't know how he got there. All the article.
Man, he was stuck on the side of a 500-foot cliff.
So it seems like he was stuck halfway down the 500-foot cliff.
It seems like he was stuck. Great detective work, Carla.
I don't know. Listen, halfway down the cliff. So he was at 250 feet, right? 250 up, 250 down. He was spotted by a fisherman who called in and was like, yeah, there's a guy stuck on the side of a cliff. He was stuck on the side of sand, first
How
of
did he
all.
get there?
I don't know. He's clearly was like walking, but by himself, like, because your friends would have called in, or unless they pushed him. But he had I think he had a mask. Because I think
he had
put
a bandana on.
No, and he also put a mask on. I'm assuming the sand was blowing all over his face. But
yeah, that was a bandana that was just low on his forehead.
But blindfold, that's a shitty game. Imagine your friend's like, here, we're gonna leave you right here. But when the rescuer comes in, he swings into the mountain so close to him. I was like, I watched that video like 5 times yesterday, and every time I was like, I would have actually, no joke, there's no way I would have stood there. I don't know how long he was there, but I think I would have just died out of fear of like shaking. I
think your body would have given you the strength for however long to stand there, because your other option is just sheer death.
But you're screaming for help. There's clearly no one around. Play it again, Martha said.
So real quick, I do want, however this guy was carried with that like big lasso they put around him, I would absolutely love to try that.
But I feel like I would have no arms at that point. Like I don't know, you're just like up there roasting in the sun, like scared.
I wonder if he had the proper SPF on.
I don't know, I was like, maybe he put that thing over his face to not get sunburned. I don't know. Watch it again.
Put it back on?
There was no sound, but
it's
just a helicopter blade.
Hold on, let me I'll put the sound on. Give me a second.
I'm going to look for more.
This is the annoying part. I don't know why they just don't give me the sound like right away.
Okay. A local fisherman spotted the man clinging to a cliff about halfway down Muscle Rock around 5:10 p.m. and called the fire department. The California Highway Patrol Golden Gate Division Air Operations said Muscle Rock is located near Daly City in San Mateo County.
Okay, let me see if this works real quick, Carla Marie.
Okay.
Let me know if you guys get sound in the chat. Just write sound on or sound off once this video starts playing. Once it starts playing, though, so don't.
He also, like, you see the helicopter guy, like, pointing, and I'm like, is he telling the pilot what to do, or is he telling this guy, like, back up? I'm like, he can't move.
You're going to have to ask them. Here, hold on. Oh, yeah, he's got a mask.
It is a nice view. Well,
wow.
So your brother Michael said he's close to the top. I don't think he is, because it says he was halfway down, but also that looks like sand. Like, I don't know that you're climbing back up that.
Well, it doesn't look like it's the most sturdy thing. It's not
And
sand. He's not climbing a giant sandcastle.
Right. But so in this article, I guess the flight officer and paramedic David Arias, that guy who was hanging there, said he grabbed onto me, which is a dangerous thing. If I swung away from him, potentially he would have fallen off the cliff. I told him to stay put on the cliff. He was able to.
That's probably why he was doing this.
So I wonder if there's a part we're not seeing.
Maybe.
He said I told him to stay put, to get into the harness and help me out.
But
because you can't communicate with someone.
And also, there's a helicopter there.
The winds was difficult because the winds without the helicopter wind thing was 35 to 46 miles an hour. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be so grim. But if I was stuck up there for more than 15 minutes, I would have been like, this is it, and jumped.
No, you wouldn't have. There's not a chance you would have. I don't think your legs would have let you.
You're right. I can't even
Right?
jump into pools sometimes. Like
So-
high pool, not like little pools.
So, what was I going to say a second ago? Oh, but I can only imagine because the rescuer was saying how he grabbed onto him and that makes it more dangerous. But that's got to be your first reaction, right? You've been
I would've
hanging
jumped.
there for however
That would
long.
have been it. That would have been it.
Your first reaction is just cling to what you think is safety.
Also, what if they got there and they didn't realize how big he was and that tube didn't fit around him?
I think that tube could have picked up a cow. That looks like a very sturdy tube.
No, what? It was tiny.
Yeah, but it was fine.
And all the things are like, this guy's information has been released. We don't know how he got there. It's like, but please, you can't give us this video and not tell us the whole story.
Next up on the list is nothing. Next up on the list is listen to the Morning Show podcast. If you haven't listened to it yet, all you got to do is type ! In the word podcast. In the chat, you'll get a link where you can listen to the podcast on any of the major platforms. If you do have a podcast platform that you listen to and for some reason you cannot find us on there, the Morning Show podcast, just let us know. You can email us, hello@carlamarineanthony.com, and we will do our best to either find that link for you, because sometimes it's a little difficult, or make sure that we're on it if it turns out we weren't. What?
I'm dropping the link again for signing up to play the game. We got to get your brothers on to play.
So we've talked about this, and I actually talked about it with my brother Justin's girlfriend. I don't know if it would be a fair game. I'd have to find a way to get my brothers to play one of our music games and make it fair. Because Justin, my youngest brother, listens to music that no one else listens to. It's all like super underground Midwest rap or something. That's like his biggest thing. Like rappers from Minneapolis. I don't know.
Clearly, he grew up with music.
You'd think. But it unfortunately is not as clear as you make it out to be, Carla Marie.
So when we were all playing songs in Spain in the van, he didn't know what was going on?
No, probably not. I mean, I'm sure now that he has a girlfriend who listens to pop music and knows pop culture things, it probably helps a little bit. But my other brother's in here. The big event 64 is Michael. You can let me know if I'm wrong.
No, he said you're spot on.
He said there's a good chance he didn't know who Ed Sheeran was. But that's because Michael hates Ed Sheeran.
What? Sammer said, does anyone want to do a Disney music version with me? Sammer, just sign up because there is someone who said they want to do Disney music and no one else has signed up.
I think we have 4 total people now. If you
Really?
want, Sam or he or she wants to play. Let's see. So anyway, go to the link. Carla Marie put it in there. You can scroll up to where it says Carla Marie and Anthony. There's a form. Fill that out. Fill out all the information so that we can pair you with the right person and have the right game for you.
As of now, you need to be 18 years old to play. That we have had people that we've had friends whose kids want to play, and we may let them play, but we're unsure yet.
Is there a place on the list on the form, Carla Marie, for people to tell us where they're from?
Yes. No. Yes.
There is. Okay, that's very important because there are certain times, like we did Seattle week a couple weeks ago. There are going to be times where we want to do like a New Jersey week or a Florida week. So let us know.
For time zones planning.
And for time zone planning, that helps a lot. I think that's everything.
Yeah, you could, Gina, you can play twice. Obviously, we'll wait a while to get back around to you, but there's no prizes, so yes, you can play twice. When we do have prizes, that's when we'll have to start like limiting a bit. But
you said butt. I thought we were gonna have something.
I did the thing where I end a sentence with butt. Yeah, we're out of here today. I need to go to the dentist, not to go to the dentist. I finally get a cleaning today. I'm 100% gonna have a cavity.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things. You're motivating me. I said it last week. I need to book an appointment to go to the dentist, so I'm gonna walk down the street, go to my dentist, and be like, "Hey, let me in."
I told you I have a gift card for my dentist. I got a coupon for a friend.
For a friend, not for you?
No, it's like I can get you $100 off.
Okay, I guess I'll go there for a cleaning.
We literally had this exact conversation, and you said that exact response.
Guess I'll go there for a cleaning. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. There is a Morning Show podcast available, and if you have not done so yet, we would love for you to go and rate or review that podcast, depending on the podcast platform that you've got. So on Spotify, you can give it a 5-star rating. On Apple Podcasts, you can give it a 5-star rating and write a review, and those actually help us get to the top of the weird algorithm that all of these podcast platforms have. And if you have a different podcast platform, like Google doesn't allow you to rate anything at the moment on Google Podcasts.
Which is odd, because you can do Google Maps.
But thank you. I can't see who's that. That just said best podcast ever, Carla Marie.
Oh, that's Juan.
Oh, Juan, thank you very much.
I made a very quick guest appearance on the Serial Killers podcast.
Whoa. They didn't pay for this product placement, did they?
I also threatened their lives and told them I need to be on their podcast when I'm in New Jersey next month.
Oh, I already have a day that I'm recording with them. We're doing all chocolate cereals. True story. Ask them.
Let me see the text.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, let me
There's
see their
sensitive
receipts.
information in there
You're
about you.
a liar.
There's sensitive
Dick.
information. I would never show my text messages with one group of people to anyone else because that is private.
So we're not like
podcast guest to host privilege that is protected by the law. It's protected by our
They
Constitution.
called me and put me on the podcast the morning that Max had been having her issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out of it.
Carla Marie, you should do a growing up Italian collab.
Can you put the... Oh, I would love to. Did Michael say that? Oh, yeah.
What am I doing here?
Putting the sound on.
Oh, okay. Why?
They did keep calling. That's loud. He's not going to answer.
No, because he doesn't like you. If I called him, he'd answer.
I would love to be on Growing Up Italian.
What time is it
but
there?
I'm not
Noon?
Italian enough for them, to be honest. They would make fun
Your
of me.
dad should be on that podcast.
Messaging system.
Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. I didn't want it to say his phone number.
See, if I called because I'm an upcoming guest, they would probably answer.
I am an upcoming guest. They
Sure.
told me.
Well, I can't. We're going to have to change the Bluetooth settings. Don't feel like doing that.
I have listened to more hours of that podcast than I have of any of my own stuff.
We were trying to call Andrew,
from Serial Killers.
one of the two hosts of the Serial Killers podcast. Who do you think is the host of the podcast?
Scotty.
So
But no, it's Andrew. They're
So
both
is Andrew
co-hosts.
Scotty's sidekick?
They are
Like you're my sidekick?
They are co-hosts. Wait, he texted me. On a call. Lame.
Was getting what are you writing to him?
It's getting you on Twitch.
Okay, well, we got to go. We're at the point of the podcast now where we're just messaging other people while we're live on camera. Carla Marie's going to go to teeth cleaned. I'm going to go finish. What? What happened? I what? Tell me where I'm supposed to be looking. Yeah. So my brother said, weird. Last I checked, Carla Marie's name comes first in the title.
Carla Marie and her sidekick and Anthony.
Mm-hmm. Listen,
Don't be mad about it. It's
just
true.
because I'm a gracious leader and a benevolent host. This is how I would run a kingdom.
Who squeaked?
Probably you. You squeak a lot.
Okay, well, now I'm going to start doing it on purpose.
Well, that's annoying. Because it's annoying when it's not on purpose. That's true. In My Day Friday, my name comes first. And that is the first thing that we ever had that was titled with both of our names.
It was called My Day Friday.
With Anthony and Carla Marie.
With who?
With Anthony and Carla Marie. Look at the logo. Look it up right now. I know, because it's second nature now. Why don't we call it first nature? Wouldn't that make more sense? Oh, it's first nature.
Oh.
What do we got? What?
I just got my alert that it's T-Mobile
Okay,
Tuesday.
it is. You know what's funny? So we were listening to the Serial Killers podcast yesterday, and Carla Marie's critique of the Serial Killers
And
podcast
I'm going to tell I have a list of things I'm talking to them about.
was they need to stop doing those squirrel moments, which is, as you could probably imagine, like when a dog sees a squirrel and it takes all their attention away from whatever task is at hand, because Carla Marie used to be called out for that all the time in radio.
No.
It happened often where it'd be like, just stay on topic, stay on topic.
It's also what brings the entertainment. You have to find you have to find a middle ground. You can't let every squirrel get you, just the big ones.
Mm-hmm. We've literally been on the air and Carla Marie's gone, oh!
I just keep... Well, okay, that was because there was a bald eagle outside of our studio. That's absurd.
But her critique of the Serial Killers podcast was that they have those squirrel moments. If someone walks by the studio door, they'll just start talking to them, or they'll point out things that are going on in their space that all of us as listeners aren't involved in. Much like what she's doing here with her phone with her T-Mobile Tuesday deal. So we are going to finally wrap this podcast up. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Go listen to the Morning Show podcast. We will be back Thursday morning, 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Carla Marie, you have 10 seconds if you have anything left to say.
Well, I'm just trying to find out what the deal is today, but I don't have enough service in this room.
So I guess that's a no. See you later.